The most dramatic part of the lengthy demolition of the old football stadium happened this afternoon in Regina. They made us wait for it. The West Side Grandstand was brought to the ground more than an hour after schedule for good reason. They had to fix a couple of things. We'll talk more about that in a moment as well. Sure, the building's gone, but the memories, oh, they remain. We'll share some of those in just a moment. New Mosaic Stadium, the old stadium, a pile of rubble this October evening. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. The long goodbye continued today as the site of what was once Taylor Field, at what was once the site of Taylor Field. The West Side Grandstand finally came down today. There was a bit of a delay in bringing it down, but it kind of helped to build up the drama, much like a championship football game. Covered from many different angles, and if you weren't on social media today, you'll want to go and check it out on our website as well. People across the province were watching live streams on their computers. Others made their way down to see it in person. You can find our CBC Saskatchewan coverage in its entirety on our Facebook page. Dan Plaster and Christy Pamenhaga hosted what turned out to be over an hour of coverage of this demolition. It was supposed to only last about 15 minutes, but we had to wait for it to happen because there were a couple of beams that needed to be cut a little bit further than what was first anticipated. There was also a wire that was caught, so it did take some extra time to make sure everything was ready to be pulled down in a safe manner. People were sharing their memories of the old stadium all afternoon long. Thanks to everyone who wrote to us on Facebook and shared some of their favorites. Here are a few from those who were down at the old stadium today.
The ground shook a lot. I was really surprised by that. And there was lots of waiting, I guess, and then it came down super fast.
Well, because the first game I came here was in 1978, and we sat at the very, very top row of the upper deck.
I think it's a historic day for the city. I spent a lot of football games watching the Riders here. I even got to play on the field sometimes, and to see it gone is sad.
It was kind of sad. It went down really fast.
It was a long wait, but man, it was fast. Like, it was very, very quick. And it was quite the thing to see, for sure.
What was your favorite part?
When it fall down.
No, I thought it might implode a little bit more. I didn't read into what they were going to do, but it just fell over, which is, I guess, it was a bit like a grain elevator tip over.
I just thought it was historic. I've been a Rider fan for a long time, season ticket holder, so I just wanted to watch it come down. I've passed it on my way to the new stadium and watched it start to come down. So
it's pretty sad. It really is, because it's been up there for so long. Went to so many games there and stuff, but new stadium's quite a bit nicer, so I understand.
So I haven't been very often, but I always had fun when I was here, and I managed to get to the Grey Cup game a few years ago, and that was awesome.
I think
in the last year, we have talked to dozens and dozens of people about what they remember the most about that stadium. For Neil Hughes, those memories span almost 3 decades. Yesterday, before the big demolition, our Adam Hunter caught up with the former Rider and Ram player to reminisce.
Neil, thanks for joining me. Pretty unbelievable looking at it now. What comes to mind when you see the stadium in this state?
Sadness to start, to be honest. It was it was inevitable, and it was going to happen someday, but to be honest, this last month I've been driving by and just kind of holding my hand to the side, not looking, but, it's sad. It was time, and, it's sad to see the old girl go.
What's your first memory of Taylor Field?
I was RMF football. I was playing for the Razorbacks, and we had a fun game against, I think it was the Steelers we played. It was just, a fun game on the turf, and it was so much fun. It was like a year-end game, and it was cold, but it was still, it was fun. I still have the VHS tape at home, and I'm going to show my kids someday if I can ever find a VHS player.
So RMF, played a Tom on the field, junior Rams, U of R Rams, in a long career with the Riders.
Yeah.
You may be the all-time games leader here at the park. It's pretty close anyway.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, Gino's probably got me still. He played 30 years, I think, in the CFL, but no. But, yeah, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears out on that field, and a lot of great memories that I've had over the years, and family used to come out and support me 100% through all those years, and I'm sure they're sad to see that go too. But it's a big part of tradition here in Saskatchewan, and a big part of my life. And to see it go down like this is sad, but at the same time, you look across the street and you see that monster building there that they can make new memories in.
2013 Grey Cup. What do you remember about that night? What stands out to you?
Just kind of actually in high school, we used to drive in the yellow bus down Elphinstone, and my routine was never to look at the stadium until I got to the stadium. And so I did that same thing. Grey Cup day, game day, I didn't look at the stadium. Drove all the way back around, and I just started to tear up, and it was surreal. It's like one of those moments in life where it's like, oh geez, all this stuff started to come together at this very moment. That it was awesome. It was a moment that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Fans always have a close connection to Taylor Field. What made it so special?
Oh, it's just a great atmosphere to watch a football game. Everybody here in the province cares about the Rough Riders. Well, not everybody, but most people. So yeah, it's a fun place to take your kids to watch a game. That's how I got hooked on footballs. My dad bringing me to the games, and we used to sit up in section 205, and it was a nosebleeds, but it was still going to have fun, going to the football game, listening to the pre-game show, getting your program. It was a big experience, and as a kid growing up, those are memories that I'll keep forever.
When you mentioned look across the street here, beautiful new stadium. This will be down very soon.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Can it have the same sort of character and memories that the stadium had for all those years?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to take some time, obviously, but it'll definitely it'll be around for a while. So I'm sure there'll be some memories made in that new stadium, and who knows, there might be some good ones made this year.
Do you have a play that stands out to you personally from Taylor Field in your career?
Yeah. One of them was in high school, playing with the Tom Trojans, and we were playing the O'Neill Titans, and that was kind of the Argyle Battle of Argyle, and it was grade 11. And it was a punt, and I was in the end zone. I caught the ball, I think probably almost on the back end zone line, and ran it back for a touchdown. And it was, I think, like 117, 18-yard touchdown. I was just gasped by the end of it. I could barely move my legs. I remember feeling like I was running in quicksand. But before that play, I looked up, and my grandpa passed away while I was playing football for an RMF Stampeders, and I looked up and just said, "Hey, Grandpa, I need some help." And I did the exact same thing actually in Halifax with the Rams, and both times he answered my prayers and scored touchdowns. But so that's one of my fondest memories. Also, obviously, winning 2 championships with the Rams and the Riders. Those 2 memories are very, very fond.
Neil, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wonderful memories.